There we are. Good evening, good evening, good evening. How is everybody doing tonight? I hope everybody is doing well. It is Friday, of course, as we all know. So the weekend is here. Anyway, what are you doing, Hella? She's like, I'm looking. So anyhow, um, before we jump into this video, I want to remind everybody that this is a very family-friendly oriented channel. Hi from Australia. Hey, Chrissy, Greg, glad to have you here. Uh, Very family friendly oriented channel. I would ask you all to please be decent in the chat. No racism, no nastiness. If you cannot abide by those very easy, simple rules, those awesome people with the blue wrenches and lit up in blue will give you the door, show you the door. We're not going to have it. So, asking everybody to please be decent. What we're going to be talking about is they are not addressing the real issue, and and that's the problem. So we're going to get into that in just a moment. But first, I want to introduce a special guest this evening. You can slide in there. There is Mr. Ronnie, all the way from Ohio. So he has came down today because what he did. I know I told you guys in a previous video that Ronnie had found a riding lawnmower, and he got a great deal on it. And he said, "Do you want it?" And I said, "Yes."
Already.
He said, "Yes." I said, "Okay."
B.
Huh? Oh, people you know?
No, they
Oh,
just pop. Hi.
oh, okay. Um, and it's Ronnie with an I, not a Y, guys. Ronnie.
I-E.
I-E. Okay.
I'm not a chick.
Oh, well, are you sure?
Yes.
Okay, good. I was
Not
just,
today, anyway.
not today?
Not
Okay.
today. Not today.
Every other
I got the
weekend?
hair for it.
Right? Every other weekend?
Sometimes.
So, whatever floats your boat, you got to do what you got to do. So, anyway, um, so Ronnie came down today with the mower, and it's awesome. It is awesome. We were playing around a little bit with the mower, and so yeah, it's gonna make real good work. So Rob, if you're watching, you do not have to bring your mower down this time when we come next weekend, because we're gonna have this thing cut probably between tomorrow and the next day. It's now I will tell you this. So I was just telling Ronnie, just before the stream started, I had gone out and I said I'm gonna do a couple more runs around just to keep working at it. Now it's the weeds are high and it's kind of rough getting through it. Once we get it all cut down, it'll be easier. But there is a section, and Rob will know what I'm talking about. I was coming around the corner and it comes pretty like steep like this. The brakes don't work on the mower when you hit that area. It just like a juggernaut just takes you for a ride. And I'm thinking that Ed, do you know how to sharpen and balance the blades? I do not. I do not. But anyway, I was farting around with that a little bit, and Ronnie made a couple passes too. So, uh, that's what we were doing with that,
No brakes, has clutch.
right? But so anyway, it's a 2011 mower. It is Troy Bill.
Treville, yeah.
Yep, Troy Bill.
Treville.
So really happy with it. Great deal on the mower. Like I said, got it for $400. So you can't beat that.
Yeah, I looked it up on the way down here, and it was saying if you go buy one right now, it's like $2,000.
Right. So, but yeah, it's definitely going to come in handy. And Ronnie's like, you were like a little kid at Christmas out there, and I was. I mean, there that upper section just above where he had cleaned out. I did that whole area there because that's what we wrote. We drove it off onto there, and so I just hit that whole area, and then I just started going down and through, and so yeah, so it's pretty exciting actually. May not seem exciting, but it's very exciting when you get out there and push with the push mower. And see, the problem is I have this little issue here going, so I'm not really able to use that because I'm hitting that same spot. So we don't want to be doing the push mower. So I was on my way back to the house, and I had stopped up at the road, and I was checking my mail, and my phone rang, and I'm like, hello, and he goes, "Hey man, I'm here." I go, "You're here," and he goes,
"You got delivery."
"You got a delivery," and I'm like, "Oh, okay."
He was all excited.
So, but so yeah, I went and did laundry today. I'm trying to give this hand more time to heal. It feels a lot better. It's not like it's throbbing or anything like that. I took the bandages all off yesterday. What's it? Shame Ronnie wasn't around to hold the ladder for. Yeah, well, I know. Well,
Sorry.
it happens. The hand's doing better. It is. It feels pretty good. When I took the dressing off last night, there was no bleeding, and it didn't look like there's any infection or anything. It was not inflamed or anything like that. So I washed it up again, put more Neosporin on it, and then you know, there's not really soreness with it though, Elisa. So it actually is pretty good.
Your mower got cruise control.
Yeah, no cruise
Yeah,
control.
well, basically, yeah, when you adjust the
Oh well,
speed.
you adjust the speed. Yeah. But anyway, so. Yeah, but it's I got it on the highest setting and it's cutting pretty low at the highest setting, so it's doing a good job.
Even at the high setting, it's cutting like with the push mower.
Right, yep.
You go to the
So
low setting, you dirt plowing.
get extra belts now. There's a shortage on
Yep.
coming on them. All right, yeah, that's a good idea.
Extra
So
belts, some extra blades, maybe something like that.
yeah, no hot riding on the lawnmower. No, I won't be hot riding. I promise you that. So
Let your hand get some air.
right now, Okie Forge, what I just did the last couple days, I've kept it wrapped. I'm gonna look at it. I'll evaluate it tonight. I'll see what it looks like. I may go at least one more day. Ed, I missed it. How did you hurt your hand? Hey, Richard. I fell off the ladder while I was trying to paint the top of the backside of the battery room, and I grabbed the roof to try to steady myself as I was falling, and I sliced through this part here of my hand on the roof, and I cut myself pretty deep, and to say the least, and it happens.
Don't get careless on the slopes.
No, you believe me, you got to be super careful. So
Well, the good thing is it's got an automatic shut off, so if you fall off,
yeah,
it'll shut stuff off.
if you fall off the mower, it'll turn off automatically. It's got that seat that if you stand up, it shuts off automatically. So that's a good thing. But I don't have any intention of doing that. I'm just gonna take it slow and get it squared away. So, but anyway, all right. So now that we talked about all that, so we're gonna get into this topic, and we're gonna ask Ronnie for Ronnie's opinion too. So first of all, we're going to talk about what New York State just did. Okay, so New York State just approved, and Hochul said she's absolutely going to sign it. So they're doing a ban on sales of AR-15s. They call them assault rifles, which are not assault rifles. They're semi-automatic rifles, but according to them. And then what they want people to do is they want them to register their rifles if they have them, and they want to do they're banning body armor, so you cannot get body armor. And then the other thing they want to do is they want to micro stamp bullets, because they're like, well, when you shoot the gun and the bullet comes out, if it's micro stamps, you can trace it back to whoever bought the rounds. Stupid, just ridiculously stupid. Okay.
Hello, morning, Mike.
So that is what they're proposing in New York, because they think that that's going to make a difference. But the problem is, according to my title on this video, the problem realistically, which they're not addressing, what they will not address, because it's not pretty, it's not sexy, and it doesn't it doesn't fit the agenda, because the agenda realistically is to disarm us all. They will not be happy until they take away all of our weapons, and then we are at the mercy of the government, right? Realistically. So as long as we're able to fight back, then they're going to be afraid. When we are no longer able to fight back, what's the purpose for the ban of body armor? I have no idea. They've been talking about that for a few years, to be honest with you, Debbie. They've been talking about that for a while. And so, and here's the most ridiculous part of this, okay? I'll give you an example of something. And I'm not saying people should do this. I'm just going to use this as an example. So they had banned high capacity magazines before already in New York. So you're technically not allowed to have more than 7 rounds in a 10-round clip. So you can't have more than 7 rounds in a 10-round clip in your AR-15. Any new AR-15 sold in New York have the magazine is welded into the chamber, so you can't like pull it out and go ahead and get your 30 round clip and throw your 30 round clip in there. There's ways around everything realistically, but I'm just that's what they're doing there. So, but you can drive down to Pennsylvania, go to a gun store in Pennsylvania, you can pick up 30 round magazines, you can get whatever you want, and then you bring them back. Now, technically, it's illegal, of course, but in my opinion, and I'm just going to give you my opinion, the Second Amendment says shall not be infringed. So, whatever draconian laws are put into place, okay, and again, this is strictly my opinion, okay, strictly my opinion, just sharing my thoughts with you. Shall not be infringed means I don't care what laws they put on the books, it doesn't apply because all it does is it restricts law-abiding citizens. The problem is twofold. Here's the problem. Criminals will never, ever, ever, ever follow gun laws. And I've talked about this before, guys, and if I have the money and I take a ride down to Rochester, New York, all right, with inside of 10 minutes, if I talk to the right people, and I know the right people to talk to, I've traveled in certain circles in the past, so I know the right people to talk to, I could have whatever I want. Because if I got the cash, yeah, exactly. Patricia Lasser, they know that criminals can get all the guns that they want. Right, and that's the whole point of it. All gun laws does is hurt law-abiding citizens. So if you disarm the populace, the criminals will still have guns. Now they'll know if I break into your house, I'm not going to get shot because you're not allowed to have a gun. And that's what they do. Okay. So it's just, it doesn't help. It doesn't help. All it does is, and the other thing I think that they were trying to do in New York as well, if you have children in the house, and I love how they do that too. Yeah. If you have children in the house, you have to do proper storage of your weapons. So you have to like basically keep a trigger guard on your pistol or your rifle, keep that separate over here, and your ammo has to be locked up someplace else. I mean, again, and I've talked about this with you guys before. When a criminal breaks into your house, he's not following any laws. If he's armed and he comes into your home, you have seconds to react. You don't have time to go, excuse me, Mr. Criminal. I have to go over here, unlock my trigger lock on my weapon, and then get my weapon, and then go over here where I have my ammo, where I have my, 7-round magazine. I'm gonna tell. It's just it's lunacy. It's absolute lunacy.
Let me run into the other room, unlock my gun safe,
right,
and pull it all out and put it all together. Hold on, just a minute.
Yeah, right. It doesn't work like that. All right. So, but yeah, Sandy Hook was in a gun safe. The kid killed his mother and took her keys. Exactly. And what we have, and this is the other part of the thing. So that was the first part. Criminals don't obey the laws no matter what anyway. What we're not addressing is we have a major, major mental health issue in this country. What I'm not hearing is what medication these shooters are on. Are they under psychiatric care at the time of this? Have they been evaluated, deemed to be a threat? And if they were, why would they ever be allowed to be anywhere near a gun in the first place? Realistically, okay? That's the problem. What medications has Big Pharma been pumping into these kids for years and years and years? And what effect does that have on their mental stability and their mental behavior? Okay? So, the reality is this, folks. Mentally stable people do not sit there and go, hey, I got an idea. I'm going to take my guns and I'm going to buy my body armor and have my Kevlar helmet on. And I'm going to go into a grocery store or I'm going to go into a school and I'm just going to start shooting random people because I feel like it. Normal, rational people do not do these things. So there's obviously some kind of mental defunct that causes these type of things with folks. That's the problem. And the big pharma drugs that they've been pumping into these kids. I mean, guys, I'm telling you what, if your kid's in the system, if he is, and I know because I had neighbors that did foster care. So you got foster kids, they're in the system, they're pumping those kids all kinds of pills, ADHD meds, Ritalin, you name it, they're giving these kids everything. And so what effect is that having on them? And that's, and I'm telling you, that's an issue. That is an issue. If we see that there's issues, teachers can tell if there's a kid that's a troubled child. They can tell. If you think that there's maybe abuse going on, or if they're being bullied or something like that, get these kids the help that they need. And the other part of this, we wouldn't have shootings in school if they followed proper protocol. The whole thing down in Texas, I guess a teacher had left the door propped open, and that's how the kid got in there. If they had kept it closed up like they should have, so maybe the facility didn't have proper air conditioning, because if you have proper air conditioning, you wouldn't be propping the door open, realistically. All the drug kids, yep. Also, all the SSI money for the parents. Oh yeah, my neighbors that I lived next to when I was down in Greece, New York, they had, I think, 5 foster kids in their house. And when they have those kids, they get money every month for those kids that's never taxed. It is a racket, and they make a boatload of money doing that. A boatload of money. So, didn't they debunk the door being opened at the time? No, I've heard that's how he got in. The
school has safeguards in place. The teacher unlocks the door to go outside to her car.
Okay, well, and that's not. You shouldn't be doing that, obviously.
Yeah, doors are locked for a reason.
Right.
If you gotta go out your car, go out the front door. And
the door was not open; it was just unlocked. Okay, and again, it should not have been unlocked. That's the problem. So, who do you hold responsible for that? If that kid couldn't have got into school, he couldn't have done what he did. That's a reality. Okay. The also reality was that kid had a lot of issues, especially the one in Texas.
Yeah, there's so many stories coming out of Texas and everything else, and
right.
One says this, one says that, and everything else is back and forth, back and forth. Nope, nobody's wanting to tell the truth about anything. So I mean, just
right.
It's ridiculous.
It's always about covering their butts, and then what makes me mad is every time one of these things happen, the Democrats come out with their agenda to disarm everybody, and and I love this because somebody had made the comment to Biden, well, we need our weapons to. The teacher hired a big time lawyer to get that story changed so she wouldn't be held responsible. Yeah, imagine that. Imagine that.
Trying to cover
her butt. Yep. Yeah. Yep.
I'm trying to be careful.
No, you're good. You're good. You're good. So, but no, but again, so these are issues that are ongoing. And the thing is, it's not the weapon. That's not the weapon's fault. Because I'll tell you what, I'll take a gun and I'll set it on the table right here, right now, and it's not going to shoot anybody. It's not going to hurt anybody. It's a tool like anything else. And we have so many of them in this country. If these lunatics that are in office think that they're going to be able to disarm this country, it'll be interesting. I'll just put it like that. It'll be very interesting to see if they can do it. I don't think they ever could. I'll be honest with you. So.
It's just like the government trying to come out with this. I guess Washington's trying to come out with another one with a protected children.
Yeah, they're doing. Yeah, Washington's trying to. Yeah. But they already said it's not going to pass in the Senate. No. Congress will pass it because they have the majority and they can do what they're going to do. And Granny Prepper says, "Hi, Ed and friend. I don't know. This is Ronnie. Ronnie's one of the group members down here. Ronnie also is one of my. We have a committee as well, and Ronnie is on the committee.
I keep telling you, I'm a member.
Yeah, okay. He keeps telling me, but he keeps showing up.
That's just to help.
Oh, okay. All right. But he did agree to be a member of the committee, so
temporarily to find somebody else that's more suitable.
Oh, okay. All right. We'll leave it at that. But Yeah, you know what? There's
Hi, Storm Rider.
what's that?
I said hi, Storm Rider.
But again, you know what, guys? It's just nothing is ever going to change. The agenda is going to be pushed the way that they want it to be pushed. The real issues, excuse me, are never going to be addressed because if if you look, okay, so this kid in Texas, let's go with the kid in Texas. They already said that he had been evaluated before. There was issues. There had been concerns with him. He had made threats in the past. Okay, why wasn't more being done to make sure? All right. Oh yeah, Andy was bullied. He was bullied by his peers.
Mm-hmm.
So there was all those red flags. All those red flags were there. Why wasn't something being done? Why wasn't there more help realistically for this kid to help with better coping mechanisms to dealing with what he was dealing with? You know, you listen to these idiots all the time, and I call them idiots because they give us all lip service. They give us lip service, but they do nothing. Um, Issues with his mother. He was the bully.
The FBI was conversing with him online up until the day that he did the shooting. They did nothing.
Oh wow, I don't know about
I
that.
hadn't heard anything about that,
Yeah, I
but
hadn't heard about that.
running in charge of what committee? I'm not in charge of no committee. No, I'm not in charge.
Well, we have somebody else that is chairing the committee, and it's just if there's problems or issues, people would take that to the committee first before they come to me, and we try to squash issues. When you have a group, guys, all right, you bring people together from diverse backgrounds, different upbringings and stuff like that. You may run into issues. That's the reality of it. So we're trying to put together a group of people that can work together. That can, be able to, when things go. I want you guys to think about something, and this is what I think a lot of people don't think about. If you can't get together and socialize and interact, work together with a group of people now, when it's not SHTF, right? Oh, they want to know what you're drinking.
It's a Kroger's brand diet citrus. It's a pop.
Just a pop, yeah.
Yeah, it's sugar free and everything else. It's kind of like cheap version of Mountain Dew.
Okay, so if people can't get along then in this situation in this time now, what do you think that they will do under a very high stress situation when the world has gone to crap and now we're in survival mode, and there's a lot of stress? Those type of people are not going to make it. So it's better to weed out. I like, and I'm going to use from Full Metal Jacket. We're trying to weed out non-hackers from our group now because he said he's trying to weed out non-hackers from his beloved core.
Yeah.
We're trying to weed out the non-hackers right now. And like I said, there have been people that have been asked to leave the group already. There are some people that have left the group already voluntarily,
Right.
and that's okay. Because if you can't deal with there's always rules, guys. I don't care where you go. I don't care what you're doing. There's always going to be rules. There's going to be, because they're in place to keep everybody safe, to make sure everybody is okay, that you're working together, and all those type of things. So, and
They could always look at it too as like, okay, on The Walking Dead, they had their little council and everything else, and
yep,
work out the problems.
yep, yep,
Figure out this, figure out that, what they're going to do, how they're going to do it.
yep. So,
I don't know why he wants me as a council member, but
I don't know. I don't know either. Yeah, there's a reason. So,
I'm not a member of the group. I don't know why he wants me to council.
What is the size of your group? Well, that's OPSEC, so I won't be divulging that information, Jay. But we are growing. I will tell you that the group is definitely growing. We're doing pretty good.
I can tell him this: it's between 1 and 1 million.
Right. That's a good. Yeah. Yeah. It's between 1 and 1 million members so far. Yeah, that's very good.
I'm not trying to be a smartass about it.
No, certain information, it's on a need to know basis, and you don't need to know. So, but again, it's when you're trying to put together a group of people, there's a learning curve for me. This is really, I mean, I had like a loose group affiliation up in New York, but this time we're really being very organized down here. So, you know, But
The size of his group is just right.
exactly, very good. Yeah. But hey, there's Malachi's Corner. Welcome, welcome. So, but great number, 1 to 1,000,000. That's right. The population in West Virginia would explode. All of a sudden, 1,000,000 members show up. That's too funny.
Well, that'd be good economy on the weekends.
That's right. That's right. I have a nephew that went into the military at 19. He's now an invisible sniper. That was 2 years ago. Okay, so here's the other thing too, and I wanted to address this too, about these, like the new laws that they're passing in New York. Because all it doesn't matter if Hochul's got to sign them, which she said she's going to. So New York will become more restrictive, which changes nothing realistically, except that law-abiding citizens will get in trouble. If you don't give up what you have or register what you have and all those things. Here's the thing that I find amazing. So now New York is going to be raising the age for a young man or young woman to be able to buy a rifle from 18 to 21. But if you're in New York and you join the military at 17 because your parents signed the papers and let you go in at 17, you can have a rifle and you can go kill people for the government. That's perfectly fine. That's okay. You're responsible enough then.
Yep.
I went into military, guys, at 19, right out of high school.
I went in at 17.
Okay, yeah. So you don't think that they gave us young men and young women at that age weapons, showed us how to use them, showed us how to clean them, showed us how to take care of them and what we needed to do. And if we were in a combat situation, what we had to do. That's a lot of responsibility, right? But you're not responsible enough as a civilian at 18 years old, apparently 19 or 20 in New York State, to be able to buy a rifle. Insanity.
It's going very good for Prayer family.
So, but I'm just a middle-aged, one-legged engineer. 12 Bravo.
12
awesome.
Bravo,
Yep, very cool. Nothing wrong with that. Again, guys, it's just it is amazing to me but at the same time, now we got to remember this part of this, okay? So remember, this is important too, because the laws that they get for everybody else, of course, don't apply to them, right? They're allowed to have armed security, somebody carrying a gun all the time, no matter where they are. They don't say, like, when you go into a federal building, you're not allowed to have a weapon in a federal building, and there's a reason for that. And I understand that. But there's armed security in those federal buildings, Yeah, all the people online who are listening to his rants and threats, they should have said something. Well, there you go. Yeah, when you have Manfred, that's a great point. That's actually a great point. When you have somebody that is sharing disturbing information, making threats. Another one, the guy from Philadelphia that went up to New York City and shot people in the subway. He was doing the same exact thing. He was making threats. I'm going to kill white people. White people are evil. They're the devil, whatever he was saying. And then he went and he acted on what he was saying. Why is our government not monitoring these type of people that are making these threats? They talk about they're watching these different groups and all this type of thing. But if you have people making threats that I'm going to do this or I'm going to do that, and you need to pay attention to that, because that, especially when they're threatening to kill people, that's a sign of being very unstable.
What
do you see as important while putting a group together? Prepared Families asking that.
Well, for one, he's got a good location here and everything else. This and that. Most of the people that I have met so far and everything, they seem like they know what they're doing and everything else. I mean, we've got a few that can use some help and this and that. They're younger people. They don't have a lot of experience and everything else and this and that. But I mean, people who are willing to put in the work to try and learn new things, train on different things and everything else and this and that. Who's willing to just jump in and do whatever they have to do in order to take care of themselves, their family, and everything else, and the ones around them. I mean, we got like we got a couple of young individuals and everything else and this and that who tried busting wood at one time, and they're like, "Oh my gosh!" Well, I mean that's, you know, they seem like they know what they're doing. They got their faculties about them and everything else and this and that. They seem to be knowledgeable. It's just practice. I mean,
Well, and what I like too, the some of the younger members of the group that we have, they're willing to learn.
yeah,
And
yeah,
I think
yeah.
that willingness to learn, willingness to listen to people that know what they're talking about, you know,
You
like,
shouldn't be listening to me.
well, when you have somebody, like, again, if you're doing something, there's a project, and you have somebody that has those skills, that's what they do. You need to be able to say, okay, you take the lead on
Okay.
this.
Vicky Bruck says a group must work together or it's not going to work at all. This is true.
Exactly, and
Exactly.
that's exactly true.
Exactly.
Being able to work together, cohesiveness of the group, people being able to get along. You can't have loners in a group. It doesn't work that way. So, being being willing to have each other's back and stuff. Agreed. You don't have to know everything. Just pay attention to the ones that do. Exactly. Exactly.
Everybody in the group,
Brings a different dynamic.
exactly. They all have their own little skills and everything else. That's that. Everybody can learn from everybody else. And this, I'm
Yep.
sorry, I talk with my hand. I'm sorry.
That's fine.
But yeah, I mean, everybody has a little piece, and once you put it all together and everything else, everything should down the road work out good.
I think so too.
Yeah.
The group that we have together so far, again, we're in the really early stages. We've had, I had a get together of people to interview people. Then we had our first get together of group members last month, and you know, then this month we're going to be getting together again. Actually, next weekend we're getting together, and so there is things that have to be addressed, and so I'll give you guys one example. One of the criteria for being part of my group down here is that they keep a 3 month supply of food on site at all times. So I put together a list of what that entails. And so each member will have a time frame, which I won't tell you here because that's none of your business.
Exactly.
How long they have to get that together. Okay. And that's per person. So a group is made up of a team players with a variety of skills. Exactly.
Exactly.
A great group. Yeah. You have to be willing, like I'm going to tell you what. So my property, am I the leader of the group? Yes, I am. But I'm not coming from a place where I don't know squat. Okay. I'm a military background. I'm also a nurse. So I have my medical background. I have been prepping since 2005. And I've been living off grid for 8 years. So I bring a little bit to the table. Would you share a list of the food needed? You know what? If you really are looking for a 3 month supply of food, I would suggest you go online and do some research because we're doing things a little bit differently. So everyone, it's also known as El Capitan. That's funny. But here's the thing: a good
Oh,
a good leader is the one that's not afraid to jump into the latrine and help dig the hole. You lead by example. I'm not afraid to get my hands dirty. I'm not going to be the guy that's sitting back and dictating what everybody else does while I sit back and smoke a cigar and eat bonbons. That's just not me.
well, yeah, you're the man.
Right. But that's just that's just an example. And I think you have to you have to work together. I mean, that's probably the biggest and most important thing. And I think that's an important thing. So Robert Falcone says, wow, 8 years off grid. Yeah. Yep. This month started the 8th year full time off grid. So, between New York and here. So here is off grid as well. So what are you seeing?
Looking at Heather.
Oh yeah,
See if
she's
still
sleeping.
see if she's still eyeballing me.
No.
LSD will give you a detailed list of survivors. That's Latter Day Saints.
Yep. Yeah. You can go to any of those.
Latter Day Saints has a good list for.
Yeah, but they do a year.
They require a year for those.
Yes, they do. Yep. So, I
A month's supply of Reese's peanut butter cups is absolutely necessary.
Absolutely, JJ. Yes, we have to have Reese's peanut butter cups. Well, what is it from the movie Zombieland?
Hmm.
It was
The Twinkies.
the Twinkies.
Yes.
Twinkies will last forever.
Yep.
So we got to have a good supply of
Yep.
Twinkies
Yep.
because they are chemically altered to last forever. So we got to have our sweets.
They might taste like crap, but they're still good.
They'll be good. Yeah. Oh my God.
Of course, you go
Funny.
2 or 3 years without a Twinkie or a Reese's peanut
It'd
butter
be
cup, and you'd
really
be like, oh,
great.
wow.
Yeah, it'd be awesome. So
Costco took peanut butter out.
yeah, I know that there was some salmonella issues with different things. Yep.
That's questionable too. So.
Yeah, that's there, guys. Let's address this one too. So first of all, we got 520 in the chat. We got 225 on the thumbs up. If you have not shot a thumbs up yet, I'm going to ask you to please do that to show support for the channel. I do appreciate that.
I can't.
You can't? Okay.
Not yet.
Not yet. I do appreciate that, and it really does make a difference with the algorithms too. So the more interaction that we have, the better it is for the channel. Also, if you are not subscribed to the channel, I would ask you to please do so to show support for the channel. I got to check too. I got to see if Heather gave me a final count, because I don't think. Wait a minute, there might be a text from her.
Moon pies, really? A 50-year shelf life? Woo! I need to pick up some of them.
All right. Yep. She gave me her thing. So
I don't even know the egg count, so I'm sitting here buying. He
No,
won't tell me.
Hey, Asif, I need my Three Musketeers and Kit Kat for my preps. Yeah, I'm with you on that. I like Three Musketeers and Kit Kats myself.
The only problem with that is when they get too hot, they melt and get all squishy and messed up.
This is true. This is true. But no, you gotta have some sweets to change it up. So it definitely. See, that's why one of the things, guys, when I talk about like some of the preps that you should have, like drink mixes, iced tea, Gatorade, sweet tea, Tang, all those type of things, grape drink, all those type of things, lemonade. Those are good things to have because it will change things up later on down the road. And if 6 months out, I can walk up to you and offer you a glass of lemonade, you're gonna be really, really happy. Yeah, Kool-Aid as well. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's and people don't think about that type of stuff. I do. I think about all those type of things. So.
Now, some people, when they're thinking about Kool-Aid, they're just like, oh, well, I'll just pack up all these packages of Kool-Aid. Well, you got to have something to go with it.
Yeah, you got to have the sugar. Yeah.
Sugar.
So.
Powdered red wine.
Yeah, right.
I don't know if they make that or not. They might.
That would be good, though.
They might.
Yep. So.
Powdered cocoa, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of different things that you can do, which is good. I will tell you this: Hershey bars don't last.
No,
they break down and they turn into powder. So that I definitely know. So how long does beer last? That is a good question. That I really do not know the answer to that one.
After like 3 months or something like that, it starts getting skunky.
Okay.
It tastes like crap.
So
not that I know any from experience or anything.
No, of course not. No, definitely not. But anyway, so this is something else that I wanted to address today. I want to talk about. We had another fire, mysterious fire, at a plant, which killed, I think, over 200,000 chickens. It was a huge producer of eggs, and there have been a lot of these processing plants that have had mysterious fires and that going on. This was a huge plant, though. Who's the guest tonight? Asif, this is Ronnie. Ronnie's one of the members of the group.
Hello, Asif.
Asif may be joining us as a member. I'm hoping he still will do it. We're in negotiations. Yes. So
cool.
He just thinks it's a little too far, and I said it's not.
Where's he going?
South Carolina.
Oh no, we got guys coming from Pennsylvania, Connecticut, New York.
Yep. So So it's not too far.
I mean, yeah, it's a long ways and everything else.
Well, if you get an early start, things start going sideways, and you get out the door earlier enough, you can be a lot farther down the road than most people would be.
I mean, that's like me. I live 4 hours away drive, 3.5, 4 hours, and it's like, granted, he's a little farther than I am, but no, he's about the same distance, roughly.
South Carolina, I think he said he's like 5 hours and something like that. Yeah. So
it just depends on how dedicated you are to getting away from what's going on.
Right.
I mean,
yep.
if you can make it to where you know people are going to help take care of you and help you out and everything else and this and that, and could take one day, could take more.
Yeah, that's that's part of what happens.
3/4 of the tank is the distance. Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. So, and then if you have supplies on site, and then things go sideways, and you just got to worry about just getting here.
Can you freeze chocolate?
I think you can.
I think you can too.
Yeah, I don't know how
No,
much.
they did in The Walking Dead, so whether they can or not.
Yeah, I have no idea.
It'll last a little longer if it's frozen and everything else and that. But even like anything else in the freezer over time, it's going to get freezer burnt and everything else.
Right.
It still tastes like crap. So,
yep. So,
no, 5 hours is nothing.
I'm refilling every time I go 100 miles. It's a new habit. Yeah, I basically now, if my truck gets to 3/4 of a tank, I'm topping it off. So that's gas is $10 a gallon here in Nova Scotia. That's insane. That is insane. And that's all being done deliberately, folks. If you don't think it's not being done deliberately, then you haven't been paying attention.
Now, is that the gallon or is that the liter?
No, that's a gallon, because
Okay.
I know the liter, they're paying over $2 something a liter up there. Yep. So
406 for an 18 count of eggs last Thursday. Sonia Klein. Yep, I believe it.
yeah, no, it was getting expensive up in New York too. I know that. Yeah, my truck gets between 15 and 17. Generally 17. If I'm towing anything, then I'm about 12. So, yeah, that's what. Yeah, when I'm towing stuff, it's about 12 miles to the gallon.
We need that negative talk about. Well, it's not me saying it's gonna get freezer burned if it stays in too long. If you put a body in there, eventually it's gonna freeze burn. I mean, a chicken in there, it's gonna freeze.
Body.
880 US gallon here in BC Canada. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. It's gotten real. 206 a liter here in Ontario. Wow. That's just nuts. Hey, Aloha Prepper. Aloha.
There you go. If you want chocolate, stock cocoa powder.
Yeah. That's another way. Yeah.
Cocoa powder will last quite a while if you can seal it up. Once you seal it up, yeah.
There's a lot of other things, realistically that you should be. Yes, Swiss Miss Mix. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that's good too. What is it? Strawberry Quick.
Yes.
Oh my God, yes. Strawberry Quick, Chocolate Quick. Those are good ones to have. I remember back. See, I'll tell you how old I am. I remember when they came in a tin can.
Yes.
And you'd pry it off with a spoon.
Yep.
And then then you put it back on it.
Yep. Pound the lid back
down.
down.
The lid back down. Yep.
And if you didn't get the lid on just right, you get clumps the next time.
Yep. Absolutely. Yep.
Of course, that made me happy because I got more that way.
Well, yeah, sure. Got my boys a workout program. They're 9 and 7. They're lifting weights, and they will continue what you doing for your folks. Oh, that's cool. There's nothing wrong with that. I'll tell you what, if you kids are sponges. Kids are absolutely sponges. They want to learn. They want to help. They want to be involved with whatever you're doing. And I think that that's important. So instead of dismissing them and blowing them off, if you make them part of what you're doing and you teach them and you train them, I think that is really, really important. I'd remember Bosco chocolate syrup. Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, the chocolate. Oh, my God. You get the chocolate syrup going, and the whole bottom of your glass would you just be all full of about that much chocolate syrup in the bottom of your milk glass. Oh.
Well, I know some little kids that like just grab the syrup ball and just drink it down. They ain't worried about the milk. Just give me the chocolate.
Yeah, that's too funny.
But there too, if you got the powder, like the powdered chocolate or the strawberry or whatever, or the syrup or anything else, if something happens, you're gonna have to have some powdered milk.
Right. Yep. Got to have powdered milk.
Ovaltine.
Yep. So.
Yeah. If you got kids running around or anything else, this and that, powdered milk and somebody getting this and that, you're gonna have to have something like that for them as just not just for them, but.
Yeah, they're gonna definitely.
Yeah.
What you want to do, guys, and I know this sounds bizarre. If you can try to keep some sense of normalcy What's that?
Vicky Bruck, she says my daughter does that with Ready Whip.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah. That's how you squeeze it in. You know what I would do with Heather? So I get the Ready Whip with the spray thing, and I go, okay, you ready? And she'd go, yeah. I have her open her mouth, and I would hit it, and then I would just keep going. She would have it coming out of her mouth. It was freaking hilarious, and she would be like, Dad, stop doing it like that.
Curious how long blackstrap molasses lasts.
Molasses is, I think that's really will last a long time. I don't know exactly what the shelf life
I
is.
think over time. I mean, I'm not certain. I'd have to
I'd have
check
to
on
look it up, but
I
yeah.
think it turns to sugar like honey does.
Well, I know that you take white sugar and you can add molasses to make brown sugar.
Mm-hmm.
So
But I think you can. I think the molasses it eventually turns to sugar. But I think once you heat it up, I mean, I'm not sure. I'm not a know-it-all. I don't know.
right. I recommend parents to mix Hershey chocolate syrup to hide them taking some medicines. Oh, there you go. There's nothing wrong with that. That works. No, thank you, Asa, for the donation, and thank you for that statement. I appreciate that.
Bang bang, spoonful of the sugar helps the medicine go down.
That's right. That's right. All right. We are at egg count time, so let's go ahead and do that. Again, if you have not shot a thumbs up yet, I'm going to ask you to please do that to show support for the channel, and thank you ahead of time. Also, again, it really does help with the algorithms. So the more interaction we have, it's better for the channel. So I thank you for that reason as well. And also, again, if you are not subscribed to the channel, I would ask you to please subscribe and also hit the bell icon to get all notifications as well. So, all right. So egg count time. Yes or no to thick neck lay today? And how many eggs? What did you see?
They just will start going crazy as soon as you said, okay, it's egg counting. Boom, 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 boom.
Oh, they're all popping up. Yeah. So yes or no for thick neck, and what is the egg count today? So I'll give you guys a minute to get your guesses.
I did see a comment in there that said that I think he said it was molasses crystallizes just like honey does.
Okay.
It went by real quick and I missed it. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, that's
I
fine.
forget who it was.
All right, guys. If you had the exact same guess as Lori Goldsmith with 7 eggs and no thick neck egg today, thick neck did lay the last 2 days previous. Yesterday was 9 eggs and thick neck laid yesterday, but so Lori Goldsmith was the one that I saw that had the right answer. We had 7 eggs today and no thick neck today. She took a vacation day. So, yeah, slackers. I know, lazy chickens.
Stupid.
That's right. Yep. Preble said I suck at the egg count. If you say the same thing every time, maybe at some point you got to be right. It's just the odds are actually with you with that.
Janet, nice. You missed it by 1. Sorry.
No, it happens. So congratulations, Lori. You won absolutely nothing but the bragging rights.
No molasses unopened has an expiration date of
about 5 years, but will last unopened for about 10. Oh, okay, cool.
Right.
All right, thank you, EB3
Thank
Dale.
you.
Appreciate that.
See, I learned something new today.
Yeah. So no, that's definitely a good thing. So here's something I'll bet you guys did not know. Little information for everybody. So canned goods, we've talked about canned goods in the past, and if they're beyond the best by date, they start to lose their nutritional value, which is true. Okay. So if you're eating a can of whatever 10 years past its best by date, you've lost about 60% of the nutritional value in that food. Freeze-dried food, which is something that I always recommend. I think it's something that you should absolutely have in your preps. Only loses 30% of its nutritional value in that same period of time. Okay, so they retain 70%. Dehydrated food will also lose 40% of the nutritional value over time if you are using dehydrated foods that you rehydrate down the road. So just some information for you to have. So realistically, the best way to go is freeze-dried foods because it has such a long shelf life, and it's going to still maintain and retain a lot of the nutritional value over time. So just something to share with you guys.
Better than 0 nutritional value.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, right. Well, I'm going to tell you what. I've eaten plenty of canned food that was 5, 6, 7 years beyond
Yeah.
when the expiration or well the best by date was, and it was perfectly fine. So but yeah, and I always love the people that say, "Oh my God, that has so much sodium in it." Well, guess what? If you're starving to death and you come to me and I say, "Well, I don't want you to eat this because it has so much sodium in it," you're gonna beg me for that. You're gonna beg me for it.
Yeah.
So.
If it's that bad off and they're worried about sodium, well, if you're worried about sodium, just go ahead and give it to me and I'll eat it.
Right, yeah, there you go.
Ronnie.
Yeah, I have no problem eating it. So
When it comes down to it, in SHTF or something like that, and this and that, who knows who knows what will happen? It doesn't matter if it's salt, fat, anything
you're gonna
else.
eat
You're
it.
going to eat it if you're
Right.
hungry.
Yep. Yep. You're gonna eat
I mean,
whatever's there.
even during World War II, I think it was, there was reports of people eating dirt.
Yeah.
So,
Well, bark off of trees. They were eating the
well,
bark off of trees.
yeah.
So
Well, the Indians did that too.
yeah.
Yep.
So yes, if a can is swollen, don't open it. Yeah. If
Right.
a can is swollen, or if you open up a can and it's got a foul smell,
Yeah.
definitely do not eat that. Definitely do not eat that. Ronnie, how long have you been prepping?
I don't know, 5, 6 years, 5, 6, 7, 8 years, something like that. I'm not a full blown prepper, but I mean, I have stuff
Oh,
set up and everything else.
I see the Pringles can. Hey, Pringles are good.
There's lots of sodium.
That's right. That's right. It's good. And got salt. Salt's good too.
You may need salt for your
Electrolyte.
Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. Electrolytes. Yeah.
Yep. Asa says, unless you have kidney issues, you can excrete extra sodium by drinking more H2O. My chairman in training was a ped neurologist who told me so. Oh, there you go. Well, that's good to know.
That's just like in the military. I mean, you're going through training, like your basic training, your military training, everything else.
Thank you for that information, Asa.
And if you're in a hot area and everything else in the summertime and you're sweating so much and everything else, even though you're eating your meals and everything else, they still have you put, or they used to, I don't know if they do or not, but they had you put salt in your water to drink it to keep
the hydration.
Keep your hydration, keep your salt intake up and everything else and that, because even without salt, you can kill over. I mean,
yep. Well, I'll give you a good example. When I was push mowing this out here for the 2 days that I did that, I was pushing fluids, Gatorade, water. I mean, I was banging them down. Every time I would take a break, I would be drinking a ton of that. Wasn't peeing the whole time. And when I finally did pee, it was a dark yellow, which means I was dehydrated. And I was pounding water, but it's just, you're sweating so much out that you don't even realize it while you're working. So it's the same. They don't make 3-foot tall cans of Pringles. Yeah, that would be awesome. That would be awesome. So here's the other thing, guys, and I really think this is important.
Okie Force. I have been exhausted and revived by taking salt pills.
Yep, yes. There you go. Correction, PDX. Well, that was the chairman. Okay, thank you, Asif. He had to correct. He was wrong there. Pam in Wonderland, fishing pole and tackle are greatly overlooked in preps, I think. Yeah, I think so too. Very much so. I think you definitely need to have fishing gear. Again, the fish, it depends on where you're at. Lakes and stuff are going to be fish dry pretty quickly, so. Hey, Philip, welcome. Glad to have you in the house. He's from Melbourne, Australia.
Wow, cool.
Yeah, so, but here, like, what was I was just going to make a point of something too. I know, and it's gone.
You got sidetracked on.
I know, it happens. Oh God, if I remember what I was going to say now. Oh, I know what I was going to say. Okay, so here's something that I want you to think about, guys, and this is really, really important. So when I prep, and I've been prepping for a long time, I prep what I like to eat. Okay, I'm not prepping for you. If you don't like this or that or the other thing, I don't care. I really don't. I prep what I like to eat. So, pears, peaches, fruit cocktail. I like all those things. Pineapples. I like all that stuff. So I stock them. I like raviolis. Raviolis with meatballs. I like raviolis. So I stock them up. Canned soups. I like bean and bacon. chicken noodle, vegetable beef. I like those type of things. So I stock those things. So when you're prepping, stock up the things that you like that you don't mind eating. Because what you're going to have to think about, meal preps, right? SHTF has happened. If you have cases and cases and cases of nothing but raviolis, over time you're going to be like wanting to kill raviolis. But you got to look at, okay, on this day we're having raviolis. I like raviolis. So if you have raviolis once every 2 weeks, not a big deal. Okay. So you need to make sure you're diversifying what you have food prep wise, and those type of things. So, oh,
Also,
Asif, I'll see you later then, buddy. Have a good night.
also for the kids.
Yes, you definitely got to prep for the kids.
I mean, you might have all kinds of beans and rice and canned goods and soups and all this other stuff and raviolis. Large stash of peanut butter cups in there somewhere. No, I don't have a large stash of peanut butter cups. I really don't eat much sweets. I do, but I don't.
Right.
But like if you got all your preps for the adults and everything else, it's not some. Over time, little kids are gonna be like, I don't want that. I want. You got to have something else
Yeah.
just for them too. I mean,
Right. Yeah, you definitely, and like I said, so if you're prepping, you prep some of the treats, like I said again, that kids are gonna like. Hard candies usually do pretty well. They're not gonna last forever again, but something that's sweet that they can have. Pixie sticks is a really good idea for kids because it's that sugar rush and it's sweet and it tastes good. So
but like we've discussed before and everything else that's that. Like if everything went sideways and everything else is that, you got all your stuff prepped up, you're all ready to go, but you're only planning like 1 or 2 meals a day. You have to consider that the children have to eat at least 3 times a day because they
right,
have smaller stomachs and everything else this and that.
and they're
And
growing.
yeah, and they eat a lot less. So I mean, you, even though the adults might be eating just once or twice, the kids are still going to have to eat at least probably 3 times a day just to keep their energy and everything else. So,
Right. Yep. So those are definitely important things. She's just chilling.
well, just making sure she tried eating.
Yeah.
She done tried several times. She don't seem to like me that much.
She'll get used to you. Hey, mountain kayaker. Oh, you're camping in a beautiful lake. Awesome. Well, I hope you're enjoying yourself.
Are we going fishing?
Oh yeah, chili too. I have a lot of canned chili. I like chili. So, your spices, guys. That's another thing. There are a couple of things that I think a lot of people don't think about. Spices is one. Definitely have a lot of spices because then you're changing the texture of the taste of the food. Gravy mixes is another one. Huge, huge thing. You should definitely have that. Like if you're eating rice, if rice is one of your main staples that you're eating every day, if I put turkey gravy on the rice today, and then tomorrow I use beef gravy, it changes the flavor of it. It doesn't just taste, oh God, we're having rice again.
Well, you also got your mushroom and your chicken and your
Right.
bread.
Yep. You're mixing different things in there with it. Yeah. So
And if you got canned goods, you can always throw in a little can with that.
right. Yep. Like crushed tomatoes and
Yep.
whatever and stuff like that. Yep. So, uh, you know, but yeah, all the gravy mixes I think are really important. Pork gravy, chicken,
Bouillon
beef,
cubes.
bouillon cubes. Yep. Taco seasonings. Yep. Exactly. Yeast for breads. Another thing. Yep. So a lot of things you can do. You got to try to plan ahead. And I know it's difficult and I know it's like overwhelming and it
Oh,
can
yeah.
be overwhelming, but you just try to do the best that you possibly can. Soy sauce is
Right.
another thing that's really a good thing to have and it lasts like freaking forever.
Yeah.
So,
Even if it has lots of salt, I mean, there too, you might need it.
right.
So,
So, yeah, Jello. Jello's a good thing too. Yep.
cream of mushroom soup. Vicky Brooks says you can put cream of mushroom soup on anything.
Yep. Exactly. Yep. Yep. So, yeah, I used to take a better rice, put the chicken on there, and then cream of mushroom soup. Oh my God, amazing! Now, if you just gave me cream of mushroom soup on its own, I wouldn't eat it. But that way, with the way it was done that way, it was really, really good.
Worcestershire sauce. Yep.
Yep. So,
I mean, there's so much stuff out there that people don't even think of and everything else and this and that you could do just to spice something up.
Hey, Mountain Kiker, having beans and chicken by the campfire tonight. Nothing wrong with that at all. Nothing wrong with that at all. No, I could eat. I'll tell you what, guys. Honestly, I could eat chicken 7 days a week. Love chicken.
The Army puts a small bottle of Tabasco in their MREs. Yep.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Oh my God, Cheese Whiz. Yeah, but that doesn't last long. But I definitely ate my share of Cheese Whiz. I use 7.62 times 39 in my bolt action for deer within 150 yards. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. Yep, save the ham bones and put it in the bean soup later. Nothing wrong with that either.
What? Bone broth too.
Have you made homemade bread using beer as a yeast? I have not, Tony, but I know that you can do that. Yeah, cabbage. Cabbage is something that's a really good thing. There's so many things out there that you can utilize, and people are going to get creative. I can tell you that right now. Somebody had mentioned earlier in the chat that in World War II, they put sawdust in the bread, and that's what they did to try to make it stretch longer. So, yeah, iodized salt is important to have. Yep. So,
Oh, you guys are making me hungry now talking about cabbage and bacon there, Alex the gamer.
all right, guys. So it's time to do some shout outs. So before we do that, let's get some more thumbs up there. If you haven't done so yet, I'm going to ask you to please do a thumbs up to show support for the channel. And I thank you for that ahead of time. I do appreciate that. Again, it really does make a difference with the algorithms. So the more interaction, the better. So if you hate me, just throw that thumbs down there. It's perfect. There's plenty of people that do. I always get a kick out of that too. But again, I do appreciate the support. Again, if you're not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. All right, so we're going to do some shout outs now. We're going to start out with Icky Can up in Canada. Buddy of mine, good guy. So JJ just threw his link up there. So if you're like, Icky Can, how do you do that? JJ just threw the link up. So let's show him some support. He's a good guy. Also up in Canada, we have Sean James with the Sean James channel and myself, Reliance, 2 different channels, same guy. He is really, really good. So definitely show him some support as well. Excuse me. Also, we have North Shore Preparedness up in Canada as well. We have 80K Man in the Adirondacks. We have Bizarriza Jizza as well. He's out of Rochester, and he's got a really good series on the Carrington Chronicles. You have Angry Prepper down in New York City, and you have Alaskan Prepper, and then there is Alaskan Granny as well. They're both very well. Bushcraft Bear in the Canary Islands in La Palma, really, really good dude too. So I definitely would ask you to support him. Over still in Canada, we're going to go with Steve Wallace with Camping with Steve. Really enjoy him. He's a lot of fun. Ryan Hall, y'all. That's my phone, I think, that time, or it was her. Ryan Hall, y'all. He's really about the weather. Awesome guy there. We have Pinball Preparedness. You have Gray Man Prepping. There is Green Greg's is another really good channel. Prepper Nation. Autumn's Backyard Garden. The Outsider. Just lost his dad. Really sad about that situation. Really good guy, though. Really, really good guy. Then you have, let's see, we have Doug and Stacy. Awesome people there as well. A lot of good information with them. You have Bush Radical and Girl in the Woods, husband and wife, 2 different channels, but they're both really good people as well. You have Kyle's Cabin up in Minnesota. I like him as well. Really good kid. Then the Needy Homesteader is another one that's really awesome. And Deep South Homestead. There is Magic Prepper in North Dakota. You have Marfugal News, which is in Seattle with Adam and Dax. And you also have Wranglestar is another good channel. A lot of good information with him. Let's see. There is Corporal's Corner. And you also have Bjorn Hansen is another really good one. Ice Age Farmer. Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project. There is Adapt 2030. Suspicious Observers, another really good channel. Let's see. Uneducated Economist. Joe with St. Bernard Acres is another one. East Tennessee Preparedness is another one. Let's see. Trying to think. Oh, Mary Greeley News is another one. We have the Green Dream Project in Arizona. You have down in Panama, you have the Nomadic Movement. They're a nice young couple down there as well. So a lot of different channels, a lot of different people with a lot of different information. I think it's always important to look at different ideas and see how people do things differently. And you're going to be just fine. Hey, baby girl, she's eyeballing you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Like
he's
I said,
okay. He's okay.
She don't like me.
She just doesn't
Not
know
yet.
yet. Not yet. She'll
She
be
don't-
fine.
A couple of days, I'll get a piece.
Still no list Ed Wing in it. Yep.
Get her a piece of bacon or something like that. She'll like me then.
Yeah. So.
Oh no, he keeps forgetting to make his list.
Yeah, I should eventually. I will eventually. You'll see. One day I will.
I'm gonna go out and buy him a notebook and put on it prepper list.
Oh, I got notebooks all over the place here. I just got to sit down and do it. But Survival Lily is another one. A really good channel there as well. But you have City Prepper is another good channel. And so, like I said, there's a lot of good channels out there. A lot of good information. I think I think it's important to support each other. And so. Oh, we got it. Yes, JJ, thank you. We got to talk about Heather with her Etsy channel. JJ has to remind me. It's so bad. Heather has her channel on Etsy. JJ just put the link up, and that is she makes jewelry. She also does cat hats. She also will do hats for dogs. She makes scarves. She also makes hats for human beings. And so, that's definitely, show her some support too. It's definitely appreciated. So thank you for that. So that's it for the shout outs for tonight. We did plenty. I had a good list. I ran off a whole bunch of them. So
yeah, but you still need a longer list.
I know.
You'll be writing for days.
Yeah, I know. So, and then when I do the list, I'll be like, oh yeah, there's that one. I have to write that one down. So, but anyhow, so. Going back to the topic of the video, guys, we have a tremendous amount of mental health issues. A lot of these facilities have been closed. These people have been put out on the street. So there are some crazy folks out there. Not saying that to be facetious or mean. It's just a fact. Okay. But when are you going live by the fire pit and have a fireside chat?
Was it Laura Goldsmith that was suggested the members be on your live stream?
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
well, here's one of us, Lori.
Yeah. So,
well, but I'm not a member.
He's a member, but not a member. Yeah, right. So, and he's not on the committee, but he's on the committee.
I'm just a pain in the butt. I just come down, help, and go away. Yeah, if you believe that one, let me say you're a bridge.
Right. But anyway, we have a lot of issues going on. They're pushing their agenda, which we know what the agenda is. It's been the agenda for a long time. What you have to understand. Oh, and I was going to make a point because Biden had said something, because somebody brought it up. He goes, we need to have our weapons so that we could overthrow a tyrannical government. And Biden goes, well, you would be overpowered. We would have way more firepower. But the reality is, if you are not able to defend yourself, you are much more easily controlled. They can do whatever they want, and there's nothing you can do to fight back. As long as they know, yeah, he's not a carpenter, but plays one on YouTube. Exactly.
That's me.
Yeah,
I'm not a carpenter.
Yeah.
Nope. Ronnie is playing great, man.
I'm
not playing. I am.
When there is the fear of retribution from people will tread much more lightly. Okay, that's a fact. So you don't have to have the big guns and all the, tanks and all that type of stuff. It's just, people are just, they want to control every aspect of our lives. They're trying to do it all the time. With New York enacting these new laws that they're putting into effect, all that does is it hurts Joe average citizen. That's it. And the reality is most people are not going to comply anyway, because what the Second Amendment says, and I will say this again, shall not be infringed. You as a politician, and this is just a blanket statement, you as a politician do not get to dictate to me what I can have and what I cannot have to be able to defend myself, defend my family, and defend the people that I care about. That's it. And that's where I stand. And I think a lot of other people stand in the same boat I do. I guarantee you, a lot of people will talk the talk, and just like all those people that were screaming they're not going to get this, and then when it came right down to it, they got in line and got it. Okay, but a lot of people didn't, folks. A lot of people didn't, and those are the people that I want around me. The people that are going to stand up and say no. You know,
Prep, prep rebel and armed society is a polite society. This is correct.
how do I get on this committee? You have to show up. I'm just
Prepared family.
that's Rob.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, you can take my spot. I'm
No,
not a member.
I'm just giving you a hard time, Rob. I'm just giving you a hard time. There was a very good reason why he wasn't able to come last time, so I'm just giving him a hard
I'll
time.
tell you why I couldn't come the last time. I was almost
Oh well, yeah,
dead. I
yeah,
was almost dead. I was sick. I
yeah.
don't
There,
know if I had the or not because I didn't get this. I don't know if I had the flu or what, but something had me down bad.
well, I got sick last year too, so you know, yeah. People owned cannons way back when. Yeah,
Exactly.
you could have whatever you wanted.
I know a few people who own cans right now.
You look at what happened during the Great Depression. The BR, what was it? That's what they were using, like Bonnie and Clyde and all those. The BR, they were using that one.
I
God,
know what you're talking about.
yeah, and
Yeah.
a lot of them use submachine guns.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why they ended up banning them all because like Machine Gun Kelly and
Yeah, they use the old
Tommy
Thompsons.
guns. Yeah, yep,
Thompson.
Thompson. Yep. So, but again, the BAR. Yep, yeah, that's what it was. Yep. But again, that was superior firepower. Uh, and the thing is, guys, realistically, if you want something bad enough, you can get it,
Oh yeah.
regardless of whatever laws they put on the books to try to stop you. If you want something bad enough, you can get it. That's the reality.
Well, I mean, even if they passed everything to where they took everything away from all law-abiding people, I mean, you just go out and find a criminal and say, "Hey, man, can I get something?"
Yep.
I mean,
And
you got to get anyway.
all they're going to do is turn law-abiding citizens into
The
criminals.
Right.
That's all they're going to do. So, and that's you know, my arm is too fat, the needle won't go in it. That's actually very funny. I like that.
Got some tough skin.
Some tough skin. That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah. So, but yeah, it's Joseph Kennedy was a rum running during Prohibition. That's how the Kennedys got so wealthy. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but they don't like to talk about that.
Lots of things they don't talk about.
Well, there's a lot of So then they got civilized and but Joe Kennedy he was running rum. I guess he was really good at it because they were very wealthy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So, all right, guys, why don't we do this now? We are Legion because we are many. We are all over the country. We're all over the world. We're a huge network of people. We are, like I said, we are the ones really that are going to make a difference. Where is everybody from tonight? We have Christmas Valley, Oregon, Melbourne, Australia with Philip in House, Dublin, Ohio, the Truth Warrior. We got Maine with Mary Lapp, Michigan, Montreal, Quebec, Canada, West Coast of Florida, North Carolina, Waterloo, New York, Nowhere, Oklahoma, Inverness, Florida with Clyde. Hey, Clyde, how you doing, buddy? Ulster Park, New York, Western New York, Ocean Park, Washington, West Tennessee, Somerset, Pennsylvania, Athens, Texas, East Central Illinois, BC, Canada, Bloomberg, Pennsylvania, Western Iowa. We have Rolling Meadow somewhere. I don't remember where. I didn't see the rest of it. Central Missouri, Alabama, Roll Tide. Absolutely, Sherry. Mayberry, Nowheresville. I like that. Frankfort, Illinois, East Tennessee, Hamilton, Ohio, Cloverdale, Indiana, East South Dakota, Northern California, the Sierra Foothills, Maine, Verone, BC, Canada. Very nice. Panama City, Florida, Reno, Nevada, Tresham, Michigan. Probably said it wrong. I apologize. Cape Cod. Tecumseh.
Tecumseh.
Okay, well, there you go. London is in the house. Welcome. Glad to have you here. Vancouver Island in Canada. Very nice. Frankfort, Illinois. New Hampshire. Salem, Ohio. Kawaba, British Columbia, Canada. Central Pennsylvania. England once again. Very nice. Let's see. Hagerstown, Maryland is in the house. Let's see who else we got. Hershey County, Illinois. I think that's it. Nobody else is putting anything up. North Highlands of California. So anyway, guys, again, we are
The
all
outer
over the
limits.
country. What's that?
The outer limits.
Yeah, the outer limits, right? We're all over the world. We're a huge network of people. We are truly the ones that can make a difference. We can make a difference now. We can also make a difference down the road. And I think that's important that we try to do so. We were awakened for a reason. We're not woke, we're awake. So, where's Ronnie from?
I'm from Southern Ohio.
So,
I'm not going to tell you what city.
Big Beaver, Saskatchewan, Canada. Very nice. I used to have a T-shirt. This is all for my Canadian folks up there. My mother hated the T-shirt. I was about 14 years old and we had gone up to Canada. And the T-shirt had a lady on the front of the T-shirt, and she was holding up her dress, and it says, "If you're Canadian, show me your beaver." And it had a beaver head where you know what was. And I thought it was hilarious. My mother did not think so. That shirt disappeared. So that meant mom got rid of that shirt on me somewhere down the road. She did that quite a bit.
No, I bet.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jay Myers, they supposedly, yeah, Bigfoot's supposedly in our area, but I mean, we've got a team that runs around all over Southern Ohio trying to find him. So whether he's there, whether not, I ain't seen him. So
Smart mom, Randy Romine says, "Come on now, that was funny. It was funny."
I thought, well, like I would love to have a shirt like
Oh
that.
my God, yeah. Well, see, the thing is, you got to understand. I always would go. There was a series of shirts by Bad Dog that they like way inappropriate shirts, and I used to get them all the time, and I would wear them because I thought it was funny because I have a twisted sense of humor, and I like the shock value. I'd like people would like they because you would watch them read the shirt and go, and you see their eyes. It was the best. It was the best because I never said nothing, but it was very funny. So. My mother flipped out when my teen sister brought the AC/DC album with big balls on it. Oh yeah, I can imagine. Yeah,
Bigfoot's southern cousin lived where Ed did live. Ed lives.
yeah. Oh yeah, we have Bigfoot in this area, so they say. Have not seen him yet, but we'll respectively stay away from each other. So anyway, guys, I want to thank all my moderators who do an absolutely fantastic job keeping the chat clean. Very much appreciate what you guys do. I appreciate the support, and it means a lot to me that you're here, keeping the. Have to find that shirt and get it for Ed. Yeah, if you can find it up in Canada, I'd wear it still. I wouldn't care. But what shirt do I have on today? I just have it's Black Hills Harley Davidson. I'll show you real quick. It's a Black Hills Harley Davidson. When I was in South Dakota, it's one of I picked up. My one buddy Eric always says to me, he goes, "How many freaking shirts did you pick up when you went to South Dakota?" I said, "I'll tell you what. This is how many I picked up. I had to get an extra bag for all the T-shirts and strap that in on top of everything else I had. That's how many. I mean, I bought a lot. So,
may I ask a question?
where's it?
Ziggy's.
Ziggy, yeah. What do you got, Ziggy? Ask real quick because we're about ready to jump off of here. So if you see his question come up, just let me know. So anyway, I want everybody to remember that we are truly all in this together, that we are one race called the human race. As soon as we can figure that one out, we're going to be in much better shape. We got to stop letting them divide us over race, religion, political affiliation, the vax, the unvax. Those are tools that are used to keep us fighting amongst each other while they continue to do whatever they want to do. Okay. Also, again, remember to hug and kiss the ones that you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen in life, so it's really important that we tell the people that we care about every day how we feel. Last but not least, STD, step, thing, and day. One step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you're trying to do, whatever you're trying to accomplish, you can do it. The only one that can stop you.
No, it's not a question. No. It is, but is it?
Yeah, that's no. All the planes. That's not. No, that's not doing that. So no. The answer to that question is no. But anyway, just stay focused, guys. Take care of what you can control. Keep prepping. Don't be victims. I think it's really important not to be a victim. So just keep prepping, and you're going to be just fine. Just keep at it. That's all we can do. Control what we can control. When the time comes, we deal with what we have to deal with at that time. So that's kind of where I stand.
And I would like to thank everybody for welcoming me on the live stream tonight.
Yeah, and thank you, Ronnie, for sitting in and joining me on the live stream. And I appreciate it. It was fun. So, yeah, I'm very shy. I don't talk very much. So,
Oh, I know. I have to twist your arm and everything else, slap you upside
That's
the head or
right.
something to
That's
get you to
right.
talk. Yeah,
That's right.
Throw a rock at you.
All right.
Bigfoot. Yeah.
All right, guys. Have a great night. And Ronnie, Prepper Nurse 1 out for now.
Good night, everybody.